All right, before we get started here, go ahead and subscribe to your boy. Been putting in that work, so it'd be much appreciated. So it was around, I want to say, junior year of college when I decided to do this, or last school year when I decided to delete my Snapchat. And I think it was a long time coming for me, I think I had observed a lot of things about myself in relation to the app that I think it was about time for me personally. And I want to preface this video by saying that I'm not necessarily promoting every single person who has Snapchat to delete their Snapchat. I just think if you ran into some of the issues that I did, maybe it would be better to have it out of your life than to have it in your life. So the first thing and the primary reason why I deleted Snapchat was because there was not a legitimate correlation between a lot of the friends I had on Snapchat and in person, and I'll explain what I mean by that. With anything social media related, I think it's easy to put on a version of yourself behind the screen, and that version of yourself is one that may not manifest in real life when you encounter those people who you're talking to. For me, it was the case on Snapchat that I had all of these friends. I had a whole bunch of people who I was talking to, and this was really the case in high school especially. I had a lot of people who I would snap and talk to, but when I encountered those same people in person, the conversations were mad shallow, bro. Like, they talk about this and that, or we would talk about this and that on Snapchat, or we would have streaks. And, when it came to the real life interaction, there was no substance there whatsoever. And you would have thought that by how much I was talking to some of these people that, when we encountered one another in real life, we'd be like besties. But really it was, there was nothing there. And again, I think a lot of this is due to how easy it is to act a certain way behind the screen versus in person. Behind the screen, it's easy for us to send each other, snaps, like those little pics where you're in, your interesting pose or whatever, which kind of cringe, but that's a whole separate point. But it's easy to act a certain way behind the screen. I realized that if these people who I'm interacting with, if they're not willing to have the same energy in person, then I think it's time for me to dip. Like, I would have people who I would have streaks with, and these streaks would be so lengthy, but it's like, in real life, like, where is the substance? What does that streak number actually mean for our real life interaction? And similar to that, just the whole concept of streaks, you know what I mean? When you look at the world, a lot of the ways we are incentivized is by numbers, whether that be the numbers in our bank account or the numbers really in many other spheres. It seems that getting numbers higher is a way that we're incentivized in this world. And that manifested for me big time on Snap. Some of these people maybe I did not even necessarily feel like talking with, or I wasn't even friends with, but because we had, come on, man. Anyways. Car just started. Oh, there we go. Some of these people who it's like I'm gonna drive and do the rest of this video because this car in front of me is acting interesting. But anyway, on the point of streaks, a lot of these people, there we go again. Thank God I'm out. But man, a lot of these people that I had streaks with, I did not even have legitimate relationships with, but I would hold these streaks or build these streaks with them for the purpose of, simply having a streak. I gotta have times where, I don't even feel like talking to X person, or I'm not even friends with them, but because we have that, little number on the side of our Snapchat, I felt the need to go ahead and send them some, cringe little pic. Wow, I almost ran over this lady. And I think similar to Instagram, Snapchat is kind of innately addicting as well, or maybe it has a propensity to be addicting. Similar to Instagram, there are so many different ways in which, the people who create these apps have held our brains, to the point where I think we forget about, what I'm talking about here, legitimate friendship, or friendships that translate to the real world. And overall, it was just another distraction in my life. I had several streaks to maintain, several group chats that I felt like I needed to conversate in, and just a whole lot of distraction that, again, is not in line with who I think it is that I want to be, or the things I want to do in life. I think what having Snapchat taught me was just the importance of legitimate relationships, like I've been alluding to this entire video. It's one thing to talk behind the screen again, but it's another thing to have that same energy flow in real life. And all that to say, Snapchat has had its positives for me. You know what I'm saying? I've some of the friends I have in Georgia, my primary means of communicating with them is through Snapchat. But I eventually got their numbers, because again, like, it just wasn't in line with who I wanted to be. So it was one day during junior year where I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna delete this and focus my energy elsewhere. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I should probably stop this before I crash this vehicle. Again, go ahead and subscribe to your boy, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.